The Cold War was a battle of shadows, fought not just with spies but with rockets and dreams. Behind the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Union saw the cosmos as a new battlefield. The race to space was on, not just to the moon but to the planets beyond. Mars, the red planet, became the ultimate prize. For the Soviets, reaching Mars first would eclipse the American moon landing and prove their system's superiority. Every launch was a statement. Every failure, a state secret. The world saw only what the superpowers allowed. The real story was hidden, locked away in classified files. The engineers and scientists became soldiers in a silent war, their names unknown, their triumphs and heartbreaks buried. The rivalry with the United States drove them to take bigger risks. They didn't just want to fly by Mars, they wanted to land, to claim it. This was more than exploration, it was a projection of power across millions of miles. The cosmos became a chessboard, each mission a strategic move. The stakes were astronomical. The public saw polished propaganda, but the reality was a desperate, high-stakes gamble. So began the Soviet odyssey to Mars, a story of brilliant minds and crushing failures. Machines were built to withstand the void, launched with hope and fire. Many never made it, exploding on the launch pad, failing in orbit, or going silent in the dark between worlds. Each failure was a lesson learned in secret. The program moved forward, relentlessly, fueled by political will and quiet determination. They were pioneers on a path no one had ever walked, aiming for a destination that was just a reddish dot in the night sky. The pressure was immense, the risks enormous. Every American success, like the Mariner probes, was a sting. Soviet planners pushed harder, dreaming of a soft landing on Mars. The world watched, but the real drama played out behind closed doors. The Soviets wanted to do what no one had done, touch another world. Their journey would be marked by secrecy, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. The red planet called to them, promising glory or disaster. The Soviet Mars program was a gamble for the soul of humanity, and it would change the course of space exploration forever. In 1971, as the world watched Apollo return from the moon, the Soviets aimed for Mars. They launched 2 spacecraft, Mars 2 and Mars 3, each with an orbiter and a lander. No one had ever landed a probe on another planet before. Mars 2 arrived first but crashed, a victim of a steep descent. It became the first human-made object to impact Mars, a silent testament to the risks. Then came Mars 3. On December 2, 1971, its lander separated and began its descent. Parachutes deployed, braking rockets fired, and for a few tense minutes, everything worked. The lander touched down softly in the Ptolemaeus crater. For the first time, a human-made object achieved a controlled landing on Mars. The lander was ready to be a robotic pioneer, sending data back to Earth. A partial image began to form, a fuzzy, indistinct picture. Then, after just 14.5 seconds, the signal went dead. Silence. The mission was over before it began. The likely culprit, a massive, planet-wide dust storm, one of the largest ever recorded. Static discharge from the storm may have short-circuited the lander's electronics. The triumph was fleeting, a brief spark of success swallowed by Mars. The Soviets had touched the red planet, but Mars had swatted them away. All that remained was a ghostly, incomplete image, a whisper from another world. The world would not know the full story for decades. Mars 3's brief success was a milestone, but also a mystery. The red planet had claimed another secret, and the Soviets would try again. For decades, the true story of the Soviet Mars program was hidden. With the fall of the Soviet Union, the archives opened, revealing a saga of ambition and near misses. Declassified documents told of missions never announced, failures erased from history. Among the revelations, the Mars 4 nanometers and 5 nanometers projects, super-heavy rovers meant to explore and return samples from Mars. These missions, planned for the giant N-1 rocket, were cancelled after repeated rocket failures. The Mars 5M sample return mission was designed years before the West considered similar ideas. Hardware was built, then abandoned. The archives revealed a program battling not just physics but its own secrecy. The story of Mars 3 was just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lay a world of covert attempts, grand dreams, and silent disappointments. The Soviet space program operated under immense political pressure. Every mission was tied to national prestige, creating a culture of secrecy. Engineers were isolated, unable to share solutions, leading to repeated mistakes. Technologically, the Soviets faced huge challenges: powerful rockets but lagging electronics, Their computers were heavy, power-hungry, and prone to failure. Missions were rushed to meet political deadlines, often launching with known flaws. Failures were hidden, so lessons weren't widely shared. The cycle repeated: rush, fail, cover up, try again. The relentless pressure ground down even the brightest minds. Yet, against all odds, they sent probes to Venus and Mars. Their achievements were miracles born in the shadows. Despite setbacks, the Soviet Mars program produced moments of brilliance. Their landers pioneered aero capture and atmospheric entry, techniques now standard for Mars missions. They designed the first Mars rovers like the tiny Prop M, years before NASA's Sojourner. The Prop M was meant to walk on skis, testing Martian soil. Had Mars 3 succeeded, it would have deployed the first mobile explorer on another planet. The Soviets also invented the Orbiter-Lander Relay System, now a backbone of Mars exploration. Their robust, simple designs overcame electronic limitations. Early concepts for sample return missions and inflatable braking structures were groundbreaking. Much of this genius was buried by secrecy and overshadowed by failure. Their innovations are a treasure trove for future explorers. The Soviet Mars program's echoes are still heard today. Modern technology lets scientists re-examine old data, filtering noise from magnetic tapes and digital records. The incomplete Mars 3 image, once dismissed, now offers authentic data from a Martian dust storm. Soviet orbiters gathered atmospheric and magnetic data, now compared with modern missions to track climate change. Old blueprints for advanced rovers and sample return missions inspire today's engineers. Rediscovering lost technology offers lessons in mechanical ingenuity. The crash sites of Mars 2 and Mars 3 are now targets for high-resolution imaging. In 2013, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter images revealed features matching Mars 3 hardware. Finding these relics would close a chapter of history. The search for Soviet landers is more than archaeology, it's a quest to connect past and present. The hunt for lost Soviet landers is a modern space detective story. Scientists use the HiRISE camera to scan Mars for clues: parachutes, heat shields, landers. The process is painstaking, comparing images for unnatural patterns. In 2013, Russian citizen scientists spotted candidate objects for Mars 3 in public images. The findings were compelling, prompting follow-up images. The candidate lander matches the expected size and arrangement. Confirming these finds may require a future mission. Imagine a rover rolling up to the dust-covered Mars 3 lander. A powerful moment connecting past and present. These relics are not just nostalgia, they're lessons in resilience. Honoring these first steps helps us learn from the silent artifacts left behind. Uncovering these hidden stories reshapes our understanding of exploration. The Soviet Mars program reveals a richer, more global space race. Brilliant minds on both sides of the Iron Curtain dreamed of other worlds. Their struggles teach us there's more than one path to innovation. Forgotten blueprints and silent landers are lessons in audacity and humility. As we plan new missions to Mars, these stories provide perspective. They honor the sacrifices of pioneers whose failures paved the way. The journey to Mars is a relay race across generations. The unwritten Soviet chapter is a story of resilience and the human drive to reach the unknown. Their silent landers are signposts inspiring us to complete the journey they began.